So, Mark, did you see the guy who was drunk in Vegas, saw a car crash, decided to steal a bumper and walk through a casino? Totally normal stuff.
Like, why would you do this? We're feeding the beast here, Sean. This is only done for social media so they can film it. It's the only reason. I hate us for putting it on here.
We need an intro to the show, though, Mark. So please keep doing it. So let's start the show with today's elevator angry customer pick of the day from Vegas. It seems like we see this time it's South Point. It could have been me at Caesar's Palace last week.
It's just crazy that we see this time and time again, no matter what, where in Vegas it's happening. It happens at all the hotels or a lot of the hotels. And yes, elevators go down from time to time, but it just seems like Vegas, it happens more often than anywhere else. Maybe just because they have bigger hotels, more usage. That's why I love Resorts World's elevator bank, and a lot of the hotels go to this newer one where you say your floor or whatever, and it tells you which bank to go to, and it's more efficient, and you don't have to wait. Maybe it's because they have less people there, but it works well.
Smart elevators are the best. I love them. Everybody should get them. Circa has them as well. But if you're waiting in a Vegas hotel lobby for your elevator, we feel for you. But if you're Canadian, we feel for you as well. The exchange rate hasn't been so good. And we know a lot of Canadians haven't been coming for other reasons as well. But Derek Stevens, the man of the hour, he's tearing out the event center and putting in a parking lot, but he's also offering a 1-to-1 exchange rate for Canadians. Calling this At Par is the promotion name. And basically, if you go to Club One, you can turn in money for the equivalent of basically your Canadian dollars are worth what it would be in US dollars. Also on when you book the hotel. So basically, yeah, Canadians come and enjoy it. And they've always had, the tie-in with the Canadians over at the D, Bar Canada and all of that. So, and Derek Stevens, he did a video talking about Windsor and his ties to Canada coming from the area of the world that you're from.
Now, do you think some sharps are going to try to become Canadian citizens? Because this is like guaranteed winning, right?
I was going through that, and it says Canadians can bring up to $500 Canadian or USD for an at-par exchange in the form of a single-use slot promotional voucher based on the current rate. But it does say you have to bring your Canadian identification.
Yeah, so if you can get that process pretty quickly, whatever the exchange rate, you already have that net win baked in. So no, this is a great promotion and something really cool. And if you're from Canada watching this show, definitely go take advantage of it.
And that's been a thing with doing the show. So many Canadians love Las Vegas, and we're glad to, anytime you can target them in this way and come up with these unique promotions. And this is why Derek Stevens is, top of mind all the time, whether it's breaking our heart or giving us good things.
Yeah, do the right thing, Derek. Bring the tables back.
Stop paving over event centers and making parking lots. Okay. Staying downtown, I used to recommend this place to everybody, Aloha Specialties, and they have really good Hawaiian food, and they've been around 40 years, and I think that's a little bit different. Nowadays in Vegas, we have a lot of the chains from Hawaii, Zippy's and other stuff. There's tons of Hawaiian food and good stuff, but back in the day, Aloha Specialties was probably the most authentic food you can get, and all of that to say it's on second story of California to bury the lead. They got shut down with 31 demerits last week, but good news is they got re-inspected and they're reopened now.
Yeah, how'd they get rid of 31 demerits in like a week?
A lot of things are smaller stuff, and they cleaned it up. I wasn't even going to talk about this, but I had like 3 people send it to me because everybody knows I like this restaurant.
No, it's good to see. Maybe it was just all minor stuff, like you said, and things here and there, and it adds up and wasn't an infestation or anything like that would have taken more time. So it's sad that they had to close or it got to that point, but kudos to them for making it happen quickly and turning around and getting back open.
So we talk a lot on the show about themed environments, themed spaces, everything themed. And Vegas Puffy, I saw him share this. In fact, we might have talked about this restaurant on our travel show before. And it's this whole cartoon restaurant thing. And I just thought when I was seeing this video, this would be so cool as a casino.
It would be so trippy. I feel like you're in a comic book or something walking around. It would be surreal. It would be popular for sure in Vegas. Everybody would want to get in there, and it wouldn't even matter if the food was good or not. I think they'd just be knocking down the door to experience it, to see it. Somebody should bring it there. You'd think it would be in Vegas by now.
Yeah, we see on social media a lot of these themed restaurant experiences, and not like the big IP ones like the Monopoly Steakhouse, stuff like that, but more mom and pop ones. And I wonder why we don't get more of those ideas here, because you have so many people visiting, plus the whole foodie culture here is big. I think it would do well. But again, I want an entire casino floor, slot machines and all, to look like this.
It would be too much.
As a reminder, we have our Patreon. We are relaunching in February, but you can sign up now for the $5 price, get access to the after show, plus all the new features that we're launching next month. Patreon.com/MTM Vegas for all the information. And thanks to everybody in our awesome Patreon community. So I have to admit, Mark, that I have never seen the following space before that we're about to talk about. Venetian, we talk about how beautiful it is. On the 10th floor, you have this concourse that's outside the Bouchon restaurant, and I've never gone up there. And shame on me for not doing this, because Carrie Balicki, she shared this video. It's incredible. And when you add that to the lobby downstairs, Sheldon Adelson built some incredible spaces for that property.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that this is hidden and tucked away a bit, and I'm guessing a lot of people don't, unless they're going to the restaurant or happen to be staying on that floor, to be walking through. And I think I actually did walk through the 10th floor to try to get to the parking garage to get out. It was all messed up for the New Year's Eve, so I had to like do a weird snake way to get in and out at times. But I didn't notice this, so I must have just missed it, or it didn't quite go far enough into it to see it. But it's a beautiful place, and I definitely want to check it out next time.
And the Sky Bridge is near there, which I have seen, but I don't think I've ever walked through there either. But she shared a picture of the Sky Bridge, or from the Sky Bridge, and you get that view of the guitar tower from the side. You get that profile view looking nice and skinny.
Yeah, I mean, but does it make you feel like the rooms are going to be kind of tight?
No, I think the rooms will be fine. It's just an interesting view. But yeah, beautiful spaces. Every time I walk through the lobby at Venetian, I'm just reminded that it's really the nicest lobby of any hotel here, but it's just so over the top. The whole hallway down there, the check-in, it's almost too much, but it's fantastic.
No, that's what I love about especially Carrie Balicki, but other people on Twitter and doing this show, is you find yourself taking a step back and experiencing things a bit more, taking them in a bit more, where normally you're just in Vegas trying to get from point A to point B, and you're like, oh, that's cool, but you don't take time to really stop and soak it in. So it's always cool when somebody shares that.
And let's head out to not far from my house, to the Henderson, the Ethel M Cactus Garden. We talk about their holiday stuff that they do, and the holiday lights and how beautiful that is. But they also have the Lights of Love, which is their Valentine's Day thing. And I'm ashamed of myself that I still haven't gone out to do that. February 6th through 16th, they have different times. And this is the Valentine's version. And the Christmas version is really neat. So I do need to go see it.
You think it's the same setup as the Christmas version? They just turn off like the green and blue lights?
And throw some hearts out there. I imagine there's probably, I mean, Christmas wasn't too long ago, so I have to imagine they're not reinventing the wheel, but it's really neat. They give out free samples. You get to see the chocolate factory too. You could there's a little walkthrough there. There's a gift shop. They have all kinds of stuff during the Christmas stuff that I imagine they have during Valentine's. But yeah, go there, get a treat for your treat, or your treat for your person. I don't know. Moving on, let's head over to Luxor Playground. We haven't heard a lot about that place. I don't see a lot of people post about it or anything like that. Don't know how well it's doing, but they have this vibe in there where during the day kids are allowed, at night it's adults only. And it's always been this sort of boozy vibe in there, but yeah, kids are there during the day, but they've added this brunch where not only $19, not terrible. It's not a big menu at all, but for $29, you can add bottomless drinks, mimosas and Bloody Marys. Is this a good mix of bottomless brunch and the kids?
I don't know. Chuck E. Cheese limits you to like 1 beer an hour per ID. So I think they figured out, they've probably had some trial and error. Maybe they should learn from it, but I don't know how many kids go in there. It's not a bad deal. If you have 3 of the Bloody Marys or 3 mimosas, I think you're coming out a bit ahead. So I think that anybody that's sitting there eating could probably get through if they wanted to. So I could see it being worth it, take advantage of it. I just don't know that I'd want to take my kids there on the weekends now.
Yeah, is anybody bringing their kids there on the weekends as it is? If anybody has more insight about Playground, how it's doing, it looks like a really cool place. I think that it probably in Vegas at Luxor on the Strip, it probably leans more towards boozy adults than it does for kids. Follow us on social media. In addition to videos on this channel, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, we also have our points and travel shows over on the MTM Travel channel Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then you can find us all over social media, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere, all of our content. Go check it out. So Brightline was in the news again, saying that they have started heavy construction on their station. And I've driven by there several times in the last few months, and they started building a parking garage, and now they have some other stuff on there. I ran out there yesterday to get some video of it. It wasn't the greatest. You can't get that close to where they're building because of how big the land is. So this video isn't the best, but you can see what they have. They're basically a parking garage.
I watched the video and I was like, oh, are we doing another one where they're not actually building anything video?
No, there's like a whole parking garage there, and then there's some other buildings. No, they're not building track yet. They had this whole article on Review Journal if you want to know, but basically we're pushed back to 29 at this point. And of course, they really can't explain how they're going to get the extra $9 billion.
Yeah, I really would like this to get done. I just don't know that it will get there. And I think the longer it takes, the more expensive it's going to get. So it's just that $9 billion is going to be $12 billion by 2029 that they need. So we'll have to see if they can pull it off, but I really hope they do.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we're going to have a station and no train. Does it make sense to start building the station before you build the tracks? I don't know. One other thing is the first train, the stock, is being built as we speak in Europe. So that's good news, too.
I still think you should put some track down first.
I don't know. Why do you need track to connect the stations? I don't
Hey, in California, we have a track with no stations, and now in Vegas, we're going to have a station with no track.
And what about a casino building with no windows? I also headed over to Eastside Cannery this week to show you guys what it looks like as they deconstruct it. And boy, you can see through the building. It's sad to see this. I know we talked recently about other people's videos, but I wanted to go see it myself and show it to all you. It doesn't look like it'll be too long now before it's all gone.
No, they've made really quick work of this, and it's been kind of impressive how quickly they've been getting stuff out there, and it looks like they're doing it in a pretty clean way. And it's sad to see such a beautiful building go to the wayside like this.
Yeah, a funny story is I went to park to take the video, and I pulled into one of the driveways on the side there, and it's all blocked off. You can't go past the wall or whatever. And security, he never talked to me, but he was there 15 seconds from the time I started to film. So they are on top of that, keeping the riffraff like me away. But over at the old Trop site, the A's Stadium, good old Mick Akers, he's not riffraff, and he showed you what it looks like right now. They're building, continuing to build, more concrete, more things going in, starting to look like a stadium.
Yeah, I think they're getting the base shape of it. It's kind of exciting. I think it'll start moving fairly quickly from here, that they have all that set up, and we'll get more and more shape to it, which I think will be fun.
Yeah, and here's the time lapse of the latest last 30 days, what it looks like. Still skepticism, still people, saying who's paying for this? Is the landowner paying for it? Is Bally's paying for it? I think Bally's claimed they were paying for part of this. Do the A's have financing? All I see is just a project that's moving along like it's supposed to.
Yeah, I think it's been progressing as quickly as you would expect, and it seems like they're going to pull it off. I still don't know that they're going to build anything around the stadium, but I think the stadium will keep moving along.
If you haven't seen it yet, make sure to check out our Sahara video that went live on the channel on Monday. As a reminder, we're doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday now, but we had a great time touring the Sahara with the GM, took some insights, and decided to share it with all of you. And I think a lot of you guys shared how much you have enjoyed the Sahara and this rebrand in the last few years.
Yeah, it was cool to see how many people do have a special place in their heart for Sahara, and quite a few people that had thought it was still kind of the Sahara of old, and this opened their eyes a bit, and that's what we were hoping to do and show. We've talked about how much we've loved what they've done there for the last couple of years, so it was cool to get a deeper dive into that and be able to share it with all of you.
Yeah, so make sure to check that out if you haven't, but we have to close with this. If you thought the slots are tighter in Vegas, well, they probably are. The study was done looking at all of the hold percentages on the slot machines over the last couple decades in Vegas. And should I just bury the lead? Historically, there's been about a 6.5% hold on slot machines. So 93.5% payback. And that's when you look at all machines. But in 2025, the hold is 7.15%. So historically, 6.5%. Right now, 7.15%. They're taking more of your money.
Yeah, I think that's been anecdotally kind of known or talked about. And do you remember when they had like the 101% machines, like 101% return to player? Do they still do that anywhere?
Yeah, they have. I know Sunset Station we talked about on a recent show. I know they have over 100%. I don't think on slots, but they do on video poker. And that's a reminder, like people like John Mahaffey, who we talk about. With a video poker, you can tell the playback based on the pay tables. And with slot machines, you really can't tell anything. And this article goes in depth about what the state does. As a reminder, Nevada requires 75% payback, which is if a machine was actually set at 75% payback, it would be absolutely brutal. Most are 90% plus. And we talked about what the average hold is. And I guess for a lot of people, they don't know that like they can't just go in there and change the payback every minute. Some people think that like from 2 to 4 p.m. they have a better payback. That's really not the case. The manufacturer gives the casino a menu of different options. So they'll have a few different payback percentages, a tighter option, a looser option, and they have to actually go in the machine to change that. So it's not something that they just flip back and forth all the time. But yeah, tighter slots, what a surprise.
Yeah, it's kind of like the crane machine at the arcade where how many times it goes down that it actually has enough strength to pick anything up. And they set that. And sometimes it's really diabolical what they set it at, but you really buried the lead. What's up with Laughlin, man? What are they thinking?
I was waiting for you. So let's talk about which places have the highest hold, meaning the worst places to gamble. And as no surprise, the Strip would be the worst place to gamble at a 7.57% hold. The second worst place is Laughlin, 7.42% hold, followed by downtown Las Vegas. The best place, Reno, only a 5.21% hold up there in Reno.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. And I'm shocked that Laughlin isn't trying to be like the best place for the payback there and bring people in. I mean, the struggle is getting people to go there that normally come to Vegas. And if you're like, hey, we're 2% better, I think that would drive some people over there.
Yeah, I mean, clearly they're fleecing everybody, Mark. It's all smoke and mirrors over in Laughlin.
You're already making money on the $11 beers. You don't need to take all our slot money too.
Yeah, well, I guess this is a thing. You should go up to Reno. But also this reinforces what everybody already thinks, that gambling on the Strip is not good compared to other places.
Well, we know Vegas Matt heads up there somewhat frequently, so he must know.
I don't know. I mean, the other question mark is, can you really tell, right? In the short term, can you tell the difference between a 6% payback and a 7%, or if a casino is at 85%? Talking to a lot of gamblers over the years, anecdotally, you're going to kind of notice that you get less bonuses if you have a casino with lower paybacks. Different states actually require casinos to like post their payback per casino. Here, it's only per market. So that's the other part, is we can't tell you which properties have the better payouts. I'm sure there's some that are good, some that are bad. And in Nevada, we don't break it out that way.
Yeah, it'd be nice if you did have that info. And I know I don't know if this was like an urban legend or what when we were growing up and you could go to the Indian Reserve casinos at 18 in Michigan. Soaring Eagle in Mount Pleasant was always known, and it was always rumored or said or believed that they paid the fine for they didn't return enough to players for whatever the law was, and because the fine was cheaper than paying out. So I don't know if that was actually the case or not.
There's a channel that I watch sometimes, Desolator Gaming. I think he has a whole video about return to player in all the different states and what are the best casinos and the rules and all that. I'll see if I can find that and link it for you guys. But I think most of us are probably losing more than 7% though when we play slot machines. So let us know, are you guys surprised that slot machines are getting tighter, that they're putting the screws to us? Doesn't it seem like every area of the economy they're putting the screws to us? But leave a comment on that. Everything else we discussed in the show, I've forgotten about all of it by now, so just leave a comment. We do 3 shows a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and we'll be back in a couple days with another show. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you next time.
Have a good weekend, everybody.